Dear students, welcome you all. I am Iqbal Shahid. Today we are going to discuss a topic Ohm's law of grade 10. This law was proposed by George Simon Ohm, who was German physicist, and he stated that the current flowing through a metallic conductor is directly proportional to the voltage or potential difference between two ends of a conductor, so that the temperature and physical state of a conductor remains constant. It means that there would be a direct relationship between the two physical quantities, current and potential difference or voltage, provided that physical state, it may not change its color and shape. Similarly, temperature cannot be varied. If temperature is varying, then this Ohm's law will be not valid. In relation, we can write it as current I proportional to the potential difference, which is denoted by V. So implies that V is proportional to I. When this proportional sign change into equality, there become a constant called R. This R is known as a resistance, and this resistance is basically opposition offered by a conductor to flow an electron from its one end to the other end. In this equation, we can represent it as V is equal to voltage, I is equal to current, and R is equal to resistance. As these three quantities are the quantities involved in measurement of the things which are related with the current, so that's why we can tabulate them in a table as shown in this screen. The current I denoted by I, the unit of current is ampere, which is abbreviated as capital A. Voltage, it may be denoted by E in case of EMF, electromotive force, and in case of potential difference or voltage, we can represent it as V. Then unit of measurement of voltage is volt, which is denoted by V. Similarly, resistance can be denoted by capital R, which is measured in ohm. In order to verify Ohm's law, we should consider a circuit diagram as appear on the screen. Here variable battery is provided for a bulb that is connected through a wire in such a way that a current is allowed to pass from positive end to the negative end. As a current passes through a bulb, it will start glowing because of the potential difference or a current provided by that variable battery. Similarly, we can say that if a small current is allowed to pass through a bulb which is within the range of the resistance of that particular bulb, then it will start glowing. And if a current increases, similarly its glowing will also become maximum. In order to detect the number of quantities involved in this Ohm's law, potential difference V, the current I, and the resistance R, we will use Ohm's law triangle. In this triangle, it is shown that V is written on the top and I and R are written below. In order to detect the quantity of potential difference, we will have to use a triangle that is below of that triangle, I have mentioned three triangles. In first, V is on the top, and that is I have circled it, and the I and R are at the bottom. So in this way, the potential difference or voltage can be calculated as the product of current and the resistance. On the other hand, when we want to find out the current, then here we will have to place a circle over I, and it is shown that the V is at the top and R is at the bottom. So here I can be written in the form of a ratio as V divided by R. So when we put the values of V and R in this equation, we can easily calculate the current. On the other hand, when we want to find out a resistance, then we will have to use an equation R is equal to V divided by I, just same as in our previous we discussed in case of current. Now we will discuss the limitations of Ohm's law. As this law is related to the physical quantities current and potential, which are varying within particular range. Particular range means that the physical state and the temperature of a particular conductor will remain constant. That's why we can say that this law is applicable to either complete linear circuit or a part of that circuit. But if we consider a small part of a circuit, then a resistance and voltage of that particular region must be considered. And secondly, this Ohm's law is also applicable to those conductors which follow Ohm's law, and such type of conductors are known as ohmic conductors. It means that their physical state as well as temperature may not vary. For example, iron and copper. These are specially belong to metals. That's why we can say that Ohm's law is applicable to metals. Now point to remember that if this law is applicable to the ohmic conductors, then what would be their effect on non-ohmic conductors? Non-ohmic conductors will be such conductors which are lying in between conductors and insulators. That's why they will be considered as semiconductors. In this way, we can say that non-ohmic conductors such as semiconductors, filament bulb and thermistor, that will not follow Ohm's law. So I think you can easily understand the Ohm's law, its circuit diagram, its limitations with the help of this particular discussion. Thank you. Goodbye.